What's up, beautiful? Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Kat. This is my channel. I had VSG surgery on September 1st, 2020, and today I'm going to be sharing with you 10 things I wish I knew before I had VSG surgery. If you like VSG content, be sure to subscribe down below and give this video a thumbs up. Also, be sure to follow me on my Instagram. I am constantly asking you guys what kind of content you want to see here on my YouTube channel, and so this video is from your suggestion. So be sure to follow me there and participate in creating new content with me. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into this. I am probably going to be making more than one of these because I started writing out the things I wish I'd known or the things that VSG has taught me, and this is probably going to be a multiple part series, things I wish I knew, more things I wish I knew, even more things I wish I knew. So, but here are the first 10. Number one, this will not be easy. A lot of people that have never had the surgery or have never gone through the process of trying to get the surgery think it's going to be easy. The process to get the surgery in general in America is complicated because of insurance. Then when you get the surgery, you have to relearn how to eat, you have to relearn your body. There's just all kinds of things that make this a complicated process. And the reason I got VSG versus like bypass is that it's reversible. So if I don't do the work, my stomach will re-stretch out and I will be back to where I started. So this is not easy. You still have to make lifestyle changes. You still have to make mental health shifts, and the surgery is not going to fix everything. You still have to do all of the work. Number two, you need to follow your doctor's plan, not what people are telling you to do online. If you have a question, I highly suggest calling your doctor, seeing if you can speak with your doctor or a nurse, getting a consultation to ask about any questions you have. I personally did this and I reached out to people online, but at the end of the day, the people online are not your doctor. They can give you suggestions for what worked for them, like I'm giving to you, but I am not your doctor, they are not your doctor, and everybody's plan is gonna be slightly different, so be sure to follow your doctor's orders for your health and safety. Number three, I wish I knew how much people in my life would judge me more than people on the internet. So not everybody here and not everybody watching is gonna be putting themselves on the internet in the way that I have. But I have gotten way more hate in my personal life than I have on the internet, which is mind-blowing to me. I really, like, in my very first I'm getting weight loss surgery video, I said I was gonna turn the comments off because I was so worried about the backlash I was gonna get, and I've gotten one hate comment in a year. One. But I have had so many people in my personal life tell me you don't need to do that, you need to just try harder, you need to just eat right and exercise like the rest of the world and XYZ, and it's like, wow, I wish I'd thought of that. Maybe if I hadn't tried every diet under the sun, that would have worked for me, but thank you for making an assumption that I'm just giving up. So, because to me, the surgery is not about giving up, the surgery is about having hope, giving you a tool to get you there and knowing that you will succeed in some way, shape, or form, and hopefully will give you the mental capacity and the mental strength to continue and make those lifestyle changes. So, but just be aware, people in your life are gonna judge you. At the very beginning, my parents were very against this surgery. They really didn't want me to do it. They thought it was a bad idea. They thought it wouldn't work. We were also in the height of the pandemic. They thought it really wasn't safe. My trainer thought it was a really bad idea. A lot of people in the health industry or the fitness industry think it's a cop-out, or they think that it's not gonna fix the actual problem, which is a mental problem. Overeating is a mental issue. And when I kind of explained a little bit more about how I'm addressing the mental health concerns in multiple ways, as well as the physical concerns, most people understood it better. But after having done this and spending over a year making these shifts and making a lot of mental changes, not just about my physical appearance, I realized that I don't know anybody anything, and I don't know an explanation to somebody that doesn't know me or doesn't understand my situation as to why I did the surgery or how I'm addressing XYZ. It's not your concern, it's my concern, and I'm going to handle it. And you can either congratulate me for how far I've come, or you can step away, because your opinion is not what gets me through the day. It's my opinion of myself that matters. Number four, you can find something to eat after the surgery anywhere you go. I thought this would be more complicated than it was. And what it comes down to is that at any point in your surgery, for the most part, except maybe that first week when you're really, in my program, I was only on liquids the first week post-op, but for the most part, especially once you hit like the 12 to 16 mark where you're cleared to eat just about anything, you can find something to eat anywhere. And I really struggled with this with my mom. She still says this to me. Can you eat something there? If we go to Panera, can you find something to eat? You can find something to eat anywhere. You might have to tailor it or take something off or add something on, but you can eat something anywhere. Every journey is different and your stomach might not like certain things, but for me, my list of things that I can't eat is not super long, and I have another video on that if you're curious about things I don't eat anymore. But my list is shorter, so for me, it's relatively easy to tailor something to my liking at just about any restaurant we go to. Number 5 is that you will have a weight loss stall. You're going to stall. I have stalled multiple times. Currently, I'm in a 4-month stall. Now, my number has not changed, but my measurements have changed, so you can take that for what it is. And I am switching things up to get out of that stall, and I'm already seeing a little bit of progress on that this week, which is really exciting. This week was weigh-in, and I did see a slight shift, which I'm super excited about. But the point is, you're gonna stall, and it's your job to get out of it. Just because you had the surgery doesn't mean it's gonna fix everything for you. So you have to call your doctor, ask them what they recommend, start trying things. If something doesn't work, switch it up. You are gonna stall. Everybody stalls. It's totally normal. It's terrifying, but it's totally normal. It doesn't mean you're a failure. And that was the hardest thing for me when I had an early on stall, which most people have a stall in the first couple of months, but it's hard not to internalize that and feel like a failure because you just had your stomach cut out to try to fix this problem, and then you stall or you gain a pound and you're like, I'm a failure. I'm a total failure, because we have trained ourselves to think that any weight gain or any stall in weight loss is a failure. It's not a failure. It's part of the journey. Keep going. You have the tools to fix it. Okay, number 6 is one that I didn't know anything about until it started happening to me. And that is that a food today might not work tomorrow. So I might make spaghetti for dinner tonight and it might sit perfectly fine in my stomach. And then tomorrow I'll go to eat the leftovers and I'll want to throw up. My stomach changes every day. It's finicky. A lot of people's stomachs after the surgery are a lot more finicky than mine. But sometimes those leftovers just have to go in the trash because they're not going to work for you. And you just have to get up, move on, pivot, and find something else to eat. But it is very common from what I've heard from people online that have also had the surgery that I've talked to, that you could eat something today and feel totally fine, and tomorrow it won't work for you at all. So know that that's totally normal if that happens to you. Number 7, everyone that has this surgery struggles. Everyone. And just because people post the best parts online does not mean they're not struggling at home, and it doesn't mean that your journey is worse than theirs or that your journey is not comparable to theirs, because you shouldn't be comparing journeys at all. Everybody's journey to get them to have the surgery was different, so of course everybody's journey during the surgery and post-surgery process is going to be different as well. Just remember why you're doing this journey and let that push you through. Okay, this one might be a little bit more personal, but number 8 is cleaning your plate is a social construct that is bullshit and you don't need it. So I grew up with the whole, if you don't finish your plate of food, you're wasting food, and children in Africa could be eating that food that you're throwing out, and that is a load of BS. It's diet culture. It's a social construct that we've all come up with. You know, if you go to a restaurant, you don't eat all your food. They ask if it was good because you didn't eat it all. We're also, you know, here in America where portion sizes are astronomical in size, and so we have this idea that you need to clean your plate all the time. And I think a lot of people can relate to this. And I struggle with this weekly, sometimes daily even. I'm still having to get in the mindset of, if I don't finish my plate, it's okay for me to throw that out. Or it's okay for me to put it in the microwave and save it for later for when I want the food. I don't have to keep shoving it down my throat until it's gone, because that is not acceptable. And that's another way to stretch your stomach out, is to eat way past fullness. So You don't have to clean your plate. It's okay to leave food on the plate. You're not going to offend anyone, and anybody that's cooked for you that knows you've had this surgery should be understanding as to maybe why you didn't finish the dinner that they made you. So don't focus on cleaning your plate, focus on what your full point is, and stop there, and that's okay. Number 9 is fueled by a situation that just happened to me, so I'll give you a tiny story time, but it is some social settings will be awkward and you just have to get through them. So what I mean is when you go out with people that don't know you had the surgery, or you just met them, or you haven't told a whole bunch of people that you've had the surgery, and then somebody makes some kind of comment. So my example is we went to a friend's house that they had a whole bunch of other people over. They were friends of friends, and I'm in the line for food. It was a barbecue, and I said to my husband, do you want to split a hamburger with me? And this big bodybuilder dude comes up and goes, oh, Brett, your wife can eat her own hamburger. You don't need to split it with her. And Brett was like, okay. And then I got over to the condiment section, and somebody else's wife looked at me and said, you don't want a bun? And I said, no. And she goes, what do you want, a diet? And I was like, I just flat out said, I had weight loss surgery. I have a 3-ounce stomach. Bread hurts my stomach. No, I don't want a bun. And it's like, I could have been maybe less sassy about it. I could have just said, no, thank you. But when people like almost scream at you, what are you on a diet? And I mean, like, she said it so loud that people turned and looked. It was uncomfortable. But I just had to say, like, no, I don't want a hamburger. I had weight loss surgery. I've lost 75 pounds. I don't need a hamburger bun. But thank you so much for your concern on if I was on a diet or not, Whitney. But I mean, these kind of things are gonna happen, you know? People are gonna question your choices for food, and you don't have to explain yourself. I didn't have to explain myself, but I was already in a not particularly good mood from some other things that happened that evening. So you don't have to react the way I did. But people are gonna question you, and it's your job to decide how to react to it. I usually react in a less sassy way, but that's just an example, and just be aware that these kinds of things are gonna happen. So here we are at number 10, and this one almost goes against something I already said, but I think you'll get what I mean. Eating out with a family in a group setting in a sit-down restaurant can be a little bit difficult. So you can find something to eat anywhere you go. Yes, what makes it difficult is, in my opinion, my husband has a large family. We go out for a lot of birthday dinners. So when you go to a restaurant, everybody gets their drink order taken, okay? So you have to order water for the most part, because you can't eat and drink at the same time. You have to wait, and my surgeon suggests waiting 20 to 30 minutes between eating and drinking. So for me, getting a drink at the beginning of dinner doesn't work, because by the time my food comes, it hasn't been 30 minutes, and then I'd have to sit there and watch everybody eat. So everybody's ordering like fun, fancy drinks to celebrate birthdays. I can't order that. That's not fun. Then there's usually the situation where everybody orders an appetizer or a salad. I can't do that either, because then I can't eat my dinner by the time it comes. So you can always, especially if your dinner like comes with a salad or comes with an appetizer or something like that, you can ask them to box it for you right away. Don't bring it to me on a plate. Can you just please box it for me? Most of the time they'll just say, yeah, sure. And they don't even care. Sometimes I've had to say, I have a really small stomach. Would you mind boxing my salad for me? I can't eat it and my dinner at the same time. And usually they're like, yeah, cool, whatever. So that's a tip if you want to get those things, but you can't eat them all at once. But it can be not so fun watching your family eat like a sampler appetizer right in front of you, or eating a really good Caesar salad right in front of you, and you can't have it because you want your dinner. And then it's the same thing with dessert. Girl, there is never room for dessert. Never. That's the point. Like, there's no room for dessert, and it kind of sucks. You can get your dessert to go, no problem. Some people don't eat sugar post-op. I eat sugar post-op because I didn't have the surgery to restrict myself from eating entire groups of things. I don't think that's sustainable. So I do eat some things that people probably think you shouldn't. But if we're at a birthday dinner and I want a piece of cake, I will either have 1 or 2 bites of my husband's cake, or have my cake to go, and then it'll take me a whole week to eat the cake. Going out to dinner and watching people have drinks, appetizers, salads, and dessert, and you can only have dinner can be a little frustrating, but you kind of just have to get over it and move on because that is the sacrifice that you made. So I hope I gave you some tips for that situation, but you kind of just have to get over it. I've also had, as I mentioned, waiters come by and be like, is it okay? Was the food okay? I remember when we went to Gulf Shores in November, I had pizza. It was like one of those little personal pan pizzas, and I could barely eat one slice because I was so early post-op. And the waitress came over and I said, yeah, can I get a box? And she's like, was it okay? Is everything okay with it? And I was like, yeah, I just have a really small stomach and I can't eat a whole lot. And she was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll go get you a box, no problem. But so eating out is a little more complicated and might be less fun in a big group setting like that, or like watching my husband take down a Caesar salad before dinner still kind of hurts me. And sometimes I'll just get one to go so I can eat it later. But you just kind of have to get over it. That's the name of the game. This is all about changes and making alterations, and it's just how it is sometimes. So there you guys go. I hope you enjoyed these 10 things I've learned so far from VSG surgery. If you want more of these videos with more things I've learned, be sure to give me a thumbs up emoji in the comments and also like this video so that I know you liked it. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, become a part of my warrior crew, and I will catch you in the next one. Love you guys. Bye.